My name is Induced, and my learning object 2 will be focusing on influenza in the immune system. In this presentation, I'll be using an analogy to explain the three phases of the immune response to an influenza infection. Specifically, I'll be using the analogy of criminals robbing a highly secure bank, in which the pathogen represents a sophisticated criminal organization that is attempting to enter the secured vault, and the host immune defenses represent the various security and law enforcement personnel responsible for neutralizing this threat. To start off, this pathogen must first evade passive innate barriers, which ensure that most microbes in the body aren't pathogens. In this case, these defenses represent checkpoints near the entrance of the bank, in which the only people allowed in the bank are security personnel. The next phase is the early induced response, in which the active innate immune response occurs. This response system recognizes a limited range of molecules and structures and has an immediate response. For this response, the recognition of viral RNA PAMPs is similar to the detection of false ID badges of the undercover criminals that managed to sneak in past the initial security checkpoints. Interferons represent security agents that are responsible for sounding a code red alarm. Cytokines are security agents that initiate a state of lockdown and alert specialized authorities such as SWAT, which in this case would be similar to activating the adaptive response. Overall, the overwhelmed active innate defenses represent the overwhelmed bank security, and the activation of the adaptive immunity represents the deployment of more specialized police forces. The next phase represents adaptive immunity, which recognizes a much wider array of molecules and structures, but requires time to respond, and provides more specialized functions for the innate system. An analogy for hematogluten, influenza's primary virulence factor, could be a hacked keycard that allows criminals to enter the vault of the bank. CTLs in this case could represent a SWAT team, whose orders are to kill on sight. Plasma B cells are similar to detectives, in that they are tasked with finding specific criminals that evaded capture, and use specialized techniques to find these criminals. Memory B cells are like investigative directors who work at the Pentagon, whose jobs are to ensure that in the case of a similar event occurring again, the bank security system is more primed and ready to defend itself.